YouTube channel. Bryan Bulaga scheduled to appear at 9:30. Wilde and Tausch starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Thursday edition. We have a schedule. And as I wrote on channel3000.com, remember when Goody said there's got to be a sense of urgency? Well, guess what? There better be some damn urgency right out of the gates, given the way the schedule plays. Edition. The Packers assistant coaches on the defensive side of the football scheduled to appear at the podium today. We talked to the offensive assistants yesterday, and there's a lot of, some might say, glazing, not dunking, to use the donut terms of our favorite partner, Quick Trip, of Jayden Reed. I want to ask Tausch about that.
Oh, boy.
Edition. And what do you mean, oh boy? What are you saying? You think I'm being a conspiracy theorist?
No. You know when they're raving and throwing flowers at you.
Exactly.
Giving you community service awards. Uh-oh.
The Ed Block Courage Award. And the Bryan Bulaga, what are you doing here on a Thursday edition? I take the 5. I'm Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or some combination of those anyway. And, of course, everything you need on the on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Been a while since I messed that up. All new, all redesigned, all free, all customizable. The new ESPN Wisconsin app available in the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a great day out at University Ridge Golf Course yesterday. I was in a bit of a conundrum.
Ooh, I like conundrums.
Yesterday. So we had a baseball game, Max's squad, over right near University Ridge. We played the Verona Wildcats last night, and we have a nice little rivalry with them.
Mm-hmm. Good squad.
And the game was at 6. So we teed off at 12:48. So, it's still middle of May, so it's not slammed. Kids aren't out of school. So it was, I looked at it and I thought it's going to be tight, but I have the kids show up 45 minutes pre-game. We throw, we get some batting practice, do some grounders, do some pop-ups, we go play. That's what we do.
Love it, Coach.
And I thought if it got to the point, I would just leave at hole 16 or 17 because I'm not going to be late. Okay? So I have an absolutely disastrous front nine. I think I shoot 50. Not great, right?
Tough to break 200 when you play that way.
My mom shot better than that the other day.
I would have broken 200. It still would have been 100. But
Thanks for
all of a
clarifying.
sudden on the back nine, I start finding a little something. And I made a faux pas. There was a group ahead of us, a bunch of younger, I don't know, whippersnappers, mid-20s probably, sucking down Coors Lights and having a day. I'm 270 out uphill on a par 5. I say, you know what, give me the 3-wood. I'm just going to smash it, and I'll leave it short. Old T smashes it.
Oh, no.
And Old T runs that bad boy right up on the green.
Right up
by
into the
Ditka.
whippersnappers?
For everybody that remembers the Mike Ditka story, where you're out golfing and Ditka just hits tee shot or just hits India, Old T Dittka'd it. But it was a wow. So from 270 back, I put my hand up like, hey, my bad, brah. Old T hit it a little too good. Boom, boom, boom. They gave an acknowledgement of, hey, great shot. So I make a birdie. Then I par. All of a sudden, Old T is 1 under through 4, and the clock is ticking because it's a slow back 9.
Oh, no, the whippersnappers aren't playing. Pace of play was poor.
Well, no, it wasn't the whippersnappers. There was, I'm not going to stereotype here anything. There was some, people that were a little old. There's some older ladies that were in front of us that were 2 holes behind.
My kind of crowd.
It is what it is.
The Wednesday,
be careful.
Wednesday
It is what it is.
afternoon crowd. Yeah, that makes sense.
Part of our target
playing
demographic on this show, by the
canasta.
way.
They were playing
Well,
canasta.
This is
Can
where
I-
it gets mean.
Can I ask a question before you continue? I don't want you to lose your train
Certainly.
of thought. Did
Will
you
you
yell?
please stop asking? Will you stop asking if I may? Just ask the question.
No,
this
you
is
don't
your little
like
shtick.
it. I don't want you to forget.
I don't like it.
Did you
ahead.
yell 4 or not?
No.
Is that a faux pas?
I don't know, because 4 is more for errant shots. This thing was absolutely.
It's so well.
Gutted.
I wasn't going to yell 4. All right,
Dude,
next
I crushed
question,
it.
if
Like,
I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
270 out with a 3-wood.
Uphill.
How often?
Uphill.
Both ways. How often are you hitting that shot? If you shot that same ball 10 times, how many times are you putting it where you put it?
At
0.5?
most. No, at most 2.
Okay.
At most.
All right.
He's
All
got
right.
enough in him where that wasn't a total fluke.
Okay. All right.
No,
I'm
I
just
thought there
asking.
was a. Listen, man. As Chili would say, there was a chance to have a chance.
To skull some poor
Very,
guy.
very emasculating day for me yesterday, though.
All right. Finish
Played
your story.
with
I
3
didn't mean to interrupt.
guys, all younger than me, and I'm usually. I'm not saying. Listen, man. I'm going to be 48 years old. I'm playing on one leg. The left, a lot of arthritis. There's just a lot of issues with that. So it's true. I'm working out. I'm getting my upper body's still pretty strong, but my lower half isn't where it needs to be anymore. It's just that's where it is.
I've heard that.
This young 28-year-old cat, he's strong like a bull, and I mean
playing with
he
Lucas
is
Van
blowing
Ness?
it by me. He's blowing it by me by 50 and 60 yards, man. I hit one pretty good, and I hit it about 250 with my driver, which in the old days I was a 280, 300 guy. I might need your guy from TaylorMade to get me a new driver again. That might be part of it. Technology's getting a little.
Do you want him to see if he can get you a new knee also, or just the driver? Sean
I think
Razadchik
the
on
driver
line two.
Priorities.
The driver would be a little bit easier. So a little emasculating. Old T's starting to say, well, the kid's, this kid's 28. I'm 48. 20 years. I still feel young outside of my knee, but I'm starting to come to grips that I'm not saying I need to start getting a bunch of hybrids in my bag. But I'm almost Champions Tour eligible, which I'm hoping AmFam will give me an exemption. I'm going to go play. Anywho, I am
Haven't had you
1
play
under
me yet.
par after 5 holes on the back 9. And the clock is ticking. It ain't getting any faster. Do I end up saying I have to, like in Caddyshack, I don't shoot under par. I don't, on nines. Like, if I'm 2-3 over, I'm all right. So I get to, I think, 16, and I'm at even par.
And what time is it?
And it is now, it's 4:40.
Oh, boy.
And I got 3 holes left.
Oh, you're not going to make it.
And you have to be there at what time again, since that was mentioned like 11 minutes ago?
Well, I have to be ready to go at 5:15. Obviously, as the coach and our head coach and our other coach both were missing because their daughters had softball. So it was Old T was running the show yesterday.
You were
That
the
show us a scorebook.
interim skipper T yesterday.
Well, this happens. It's so I didn't want to be late. Verona's a bustling town. It's getting super busy. It's that time of
biggest
night.
game of the year.
I decided to finish the round.
No!
Because I wanted to shoot under. No, I did.
No!
I did.
All right.
I did.
And, of course, questions.
Guess what?
One, did you get to the game late, or at least late for batting practice? And
I
two,
was there at 5:17. I was there at 5:17, so I was
that's
2
a bad-
minutes late.
Oh, but you rushed,
Bad
and you
example.
ended up over par on the back nine.
Coaches have to be perfect.
Spoiler alert.
You're correct. And I had a 7-foot bender to shoot 39, which would have been a good. Anything if you're under 40, for me, I am happier than a clam.
What the 28-year-old guy
7-footer,
shoot?
but it's 5:02 or 5:03 at this point. One of the other guys I'm playing, he's coaching Little League in Verona. He has to be there at 5. His game starts at 5:30.
Oh,
but
he
it's
cut
a
it even
machine
closer.
pitch. He's feeding the machine, so it's not as big a deal. I got to get our boys ready. Mm-hmm. So we rushed it. I end up pulling the putt a little bit, leave it. I left it on the amateur side, not the pro side. End up shooting a 40, go about my business, and that was my day. And we got beat last night, too, at Verona. So, tough day for Old T. Not great.
Nick and Madison, 270 with the 3-wood. Are you sure about that? Did you use your Vortex rangefinder?
Unfortunately, I'm not eligible for that, and I am asking our friends at Vortex to throw me a set of binos so I can call the game with Matt LePay a little more accurately this year. We'll see if that happens.
So just
I was
to be
definitely
clear,
270 out.
Or so you can see your ball because you hit it so far.
in
You're
that,
so
in
good.
that,
That was a
in that
pretty good
segment,
shot.
you managed to ask for binoculars / rangefinder and a new driver from TaylorMade.
No, I don't.
So-
I'm not asking for a rangefinder. I am hit your boy up. I do need a new left-handed driver because it must be the driver, not the driver.
Gotta be.
If that makes sense.
Can I have a question, if I may.
Yeah.
If I may. If I may.
So you notoriously on road trips are anti-stop, like will not stop anywhere. But if you're somewhere else before leaving, that makes it okay to be a little bit late.
I didn't want to be late, Jesse, and I wasn't. Had the traffic not been brutal,
Had the
there
grandmas
we go.
been a little faster
Not
on the
my
it was.
fault.
line.
The traffic's fault.
well, the canasta, I call them the canasta gals in front of us, kind of caught
That's
us.
not
They
nice.
slowed down play enough to throw me off.
Okay. Jeez, sounds to me like it was everybody's fault but yours that you got there 2 minutes late.
Not a lot of
Coach.
Trumaning here.
No, Truman not attending the show. All right, someone who will be attending the show at 9:30, joining us on Thursday instead of Wednesday because he had a conflict yesterday. Maybe he was playing golf with his canasta friends down in Florida. Bryan Bulaga is scheduled to appear. We'll talk to him coming up. I don't know if you heard, but the schedule came out yesterday from the National Football League. The Packers.
Is Jesse okay with this now? Is he done pouting about the leaks that, by the way, were all right?
They were. Hey,
The leaks
NFL.
were right.
I am here to say, NFL nerding on NFL.
They had it.
I was not familiar with your game,
Yeah, he's on
and
it. He or
you
she.
were on it. So bravo to you, nerding on NFL. I take back any of my. I didn't say he was wrong. I just said I don't know who this is, so I'm not willing to go with it.
By the way,
They were even right
one
about they were right about Thanksgiving changing the start time of the Detroit game to noon.
Yeah, they were on it. I like that move, too.
That was my big key that I thought that thing wasn't legit because they said noon on Thanksgiving. I'm like, that's not
always
how they do
11:30,
that. Yeah,
right.
and they were right.
Well,
they changed
ironically, because Jason, you were like giving Jordan Schultz his coffee. Oh, great job, Jordan, but he works for Fox. Yeah. The game's on CBS.
The game's
bro.
on
It's
CBS.
not even on Fox.
Yes. Channel 3, we're going to have that one. My team over at Channel 3, we've got the opener. We're very excited about that.
Does it annoy anybody else that Jason promotes Channel 3 more than he does our show? Does that annoy anybody else or just me?
How can you possibly say that?
Don't pout. I knew that was going to trigger you. Don't pout.
Well, it's not
I'm just
true.
rattling your cage.
Yeah,
I'll
tell you this.
Cage. Oh, by the way,
I promote the Wisconsin State Journal a lot less.
That's fair. Why is bowling on TV?
I'm promoting my stuff. Jason's promoting his stuff. I'm promoting my stuff.
Yeah, you guys, why don't you just keep going? I'll keep putting Pickler stuff up. Why don't we just do this? Put a Pickler ad up on there. We'll do Pickler.
Dude,
we'll do this.
We took a team picture with the Packers head coach holding
look at this.
his
Hey, get
Pickler
that off
sign.
there. Hey, get that off there. We're not. Look at that's a good-looking crew.
60-yard line.
I had one of the guys I golfed with yesterday said, Wilde's a handful, isn't he? And I said, thank you for recognizing that. Because you write this article, he's a big fan of yours, you write this article lamenting the fact that Green Bay doesn't get any home games, and in the same breath, you start ranting that it's not fair that the Packers have 2 home games and they don't get enough December home games.
I'm not playing.
He thought that was classic.
All right. Is he a big fan or is he not a big fan? First of all,
Well, that's
because he doesn't sound like he's a big fan.
Beholder. He's more of a fan than Packaholic or whatever that guy's name was.
Count Pacula.
Get it right.
There you go.
Booberry. All right. I want to get to Bulaga on time, which we probably won't.
That's not happening.
I would like to get to the schedule. We have to be the only Packers-centric show on the planet that the day after the schedule comes
out yesterday. I told you at Minnesota to end the season. We knew it yesterday. And if Jesse wasn't such a baby crying about how he hates leaks, this is terrible. We knew the meat and potatoes of the schedule. We didn't know every date, but it was all there yesterday already, Jason.
All right. So you're a golfing buddy who may or may not be a fan of me. Certainly makes an interesting point, and we will discuss that. The fact that they finally open at home. I don't like the fact that
there's no games in January at the Lambeau.
Again, I don't care where the games are. I'm telling you what Ron Wolf would have said.
Your elbow voice is very good, by the way.
I think that is the happiest I've ever seen Paula. I'm telling you right now, you furry little fella there. I couldn't get into your guys' business, but boy, oh boy, does she look happy there.
Windows and doors of Wisconsin, and stop implying that I'm some sort of a furry.
Hey, pictures say 1,000 words, brother. And you, as Cookie Monster and Elmo, big smiles from your wife. That's all I'm saying. I'm also saying there's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% finance. You set your free in-home consultation today, and you commit to nothing. Nada. At this point, they'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions do apply. The deal ends May 31st. So visit PellaWI.com today.
A Packers-centric show. We'll talk about the Packers' schedule, and we'll do it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Whether it's for an upcoming summer vacation, college tuition, in advance of a life-changing purchase, or just because you're financially responsible, everybody is always looking to save money. Well, you can save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch with Everlight Solar. Our family made the switch to solar after looking around for quite some time. And at first, we just weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Catch a special high school baseball showcase on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania, the annual Cardinal Strikeout Cancer game between Sun Prairie East and Middleton. We're even bringing in Mark Tauscher to help call the game. Stream live Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel at 4:30 and catch the full radio broadcast starting at 7 p.m.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Swing into the Bridges for the Ryder Cup Scramble. On Sunday, June 1st, play a 2- or 4-person scramble for $120 per person. Includes 18 holes of golf with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits, only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Stroh household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit doorcountydistillery.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Memorial Day savings are here at Brothers Maine. Shop unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Monogram. Plus, enjoy expert support and free local delivery. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
I'm not afraid of getting older. I want less day from dying young. I see the light go past my shoulder. I want less day from dying young. And I'm not afraid of getting older. I want less day from dying young. And I see the light go past my shoulder.
The 2025 NFL schedule is out. Not that you would know from listening to our program. There it is right there if you're watching on video. Tausch, I was on with Strofe and Gabe Neitzel on our schedule reaction show. What were your takeaways that jumped out at you, and I know you're getting after me for wanting my cake and eating it too. But playing 2 home games in a 5-day span against 2 teams that reached the NFC Championship game, one 2 years ago, one last year, you better damn well win those games. Because you come out 0-2 and you only got 6 games at home left on your schedule, you have dug yourself a large hole. I understand that Mike McCarthy would say, Jason, that's a polluted mindset. And it is. But they got to start fast. They got to start fast. They got to finish strong with 5 of their last 7 games in the division. Who cares what they do in the middle of the year? Your thoughts?
Great quote. Start fast. Jesse, throw that schedule back up on the YouTube screen. So what we saw yesterday. Please. Well,
you're welcome.
With Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. I mean, realistically, if you win those 2 games, listen, man. Washington, I think, is getting a little pre-glazy to me. Like, everybody is all Glaze City on them. I'd slow my roll a little bit.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
Second-year quarterbacks, I give them their flowers. They had a nice season. They finished the season strong. But let's slow down a little bit.
Okay.
I've already stated I think this is a great matchup for Green Bay to play Detroit with all of their changes
transition
that they've made. And Hutchison, Lord knows, I've seen him running. He's battling back from a snapped leg. We'll see where he's at. You win those 2 games, you're going to be 5-0. You're going to be 5-0, probably 6-0. And that's a great start heading into Pittsburgh. If you're 6-0 heading into Pittsburgh, everybody is going to be glazing you. So I think it's obviously a tough start, but you're at home. And I've always been taught, win your home games, split on the road, go win in the playoffs. That's your formula.
Yep.
Great teams don't lose home games. Good teams win a vast majority of them. Green Bay has only been good at home. This start gives you a chance to say, we back. Hey, Kings of the North, no more. That's what this schedule gives you the opportunity to put your flag back up top that mountain and say, hey, it was cute. Hey, that little Honolulu blue was cute. We're ready to retake. We're ready to retake what's ours. And that's why I love that. I love that. That's the kind of the setup that what Green Bay is going to get to start.
Okay, so what's more likely? Because first of all, I 100% agree with you that getting the Lions as they are transitioning from Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson to their new coordinators is a good thing. I do. I totally agree with you. What's more likely? That the Packers are 6-0, as you just stated, going into the Pittsburgh game against Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, or that they're 0-2 going to Cleveland?
6-0.
6-0.
I look at it this way. Detroit is going to be – I don't know if Detroit will be favored. I think when you add in the 3 points for home field – they probably will be. And outside of that, looking at that schedule, you're going to be favored in every one of those games. I know at Dallas, oh, that's cute. You're going to be favored more than likely. Pittsburgh, again, is that wild card game to me. You're going to be favored in every game until you get to week 10. And as we know, the Philadelphia Eagles are a really good football team. They're defending champions. They deserve respect. Mm-hmm. You don't know what that could look like. If you're humming along and you're 7-1, 8-1, whatever it is, that could change. And that, by the way, that's a home game. So the lion's share of the what I would consider very tough squads, outside of the divisional games, obviously, are at home. Philly at home, Baltimore at home. Mm-hmm. So I look at this schedule, and if you're making me pick a loss, which I know You could say Detroit. Now, I'm not going to fight you on it. I think it's going to be tough, but I like kind of the edge that you get from your consistency compared to what they're going to be in. I think the hardest game on this schedule, and I'm going to chalk up as the guarantee L, or what I think is going to be an L. Guess what you think I'm going to say? It's at Denver. I did not anticipate this being a.
The game you think is a guaranteed L is on Sunday, December 14th
at Denver.
I
think listen, I've already said home
take
games.
Off your green and gold glasses, bro.
16-1 except for Denver.
Hey, no. I didn't say they're going to be 16-1. I'm not getting into that yet. I said when I look at this schedule. No, I haven't done. I'm not going to do my predicting yet. I said when I looked at this schedule and how it lays out with Detroit, the first week of the season could definitely be an L. I look at that game as a 50-50 prop. Okay? I think we'll be favored more against Washington. And then I think it's your soft underbelly of the schedules right there. Cleveland, Cincinnati will put up some points. We better put up a bunch of points against that defense. Cincy will be a tough battle. I'm not saying Cincy's a gimme, but it's, I believe, at home. Good teams win home games. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Carolina, all this other stuff. I think Denver's going to beat us. I look at that game on December 14th, and if I'm saying which game do I feel like we're not going to win, I don't feel good about, bingo. I think that's the game. I think Denver's going to be one of those teams that if we go down to Hard Rock, Rockford, and the futures are on it, I like the Denver Broncos. I like the way they trended. I like the way they played, and I think that is a team that you're going to get great value on, and I think they're going to beat us up out in the elevation. I think Green Bay gets beat out in Denver.
Okay. I understand you want to withhold your predictions, but we do usually just take a gander at the schedule and say, I think right now, as I look at them, this is a blank record team. I would like to do that at some point if you'd be so kind. I see it as a lot harder than you do. And I do know that they play home games.
You think the beginning – get ready to take Detroit out of the equation here, okay? Detroit out of the equation. What game in that –
That's literally who they begin with.
What do you mean
I just said take that out of the equation.
You play them twice.
Okay, I'm taking them out of the equation as required.
31 teams.
Is the beginning part of the season the soft underbelly, they can win 6 or 7 in a row?
I think expecting now we're extending it to 7 in a row. Expecting them to go 4-0 on the road, Cleveland, Dallas, Arizona, Pittsburgh. I understand that this is also a team that lost to Tommy DeVito a couple years ago when they were, that was right before they went on their 3-game winning streak. They still, I am not brimming with overconfidence about this schedule. I think there's some really hard football games. Some of them are at home.
No blank.
I agree with you.
No blank.
Well, you just basically said the only game on there that you're certain is going to be a loss is Denver. You know this. This happens with every season.
First off, that's not what I said. I said the game that
you said?
That is not what I said. I said if I'm picking one game I think they're definitely going to lose, it's Denver. That's what I said.
I'm sorry. Did I misquote you? That doesn't seem
literally,
like...
I just said it.
He's not saying that's the only game they're going to lose. It's just the one they're for sure going to lose.
I just said they could easily lose to Detroit
the only game they're
twice.
certainly going to... I changed definitely to certainly. That's on me. Bottom line, that's the only game you're saying, okay, they don't win that game. Fine.
I don't think they're beating Denver out there. No, that is... And I think they could beat... I'm not saying they're going to. I don't think...
I understand.
What I was trying to do and I thought would be interactive with our fans, but since you guys don't want to do that because it's not Monday, what game on the schedule do you feel worse about?
I don't want to do that
because
Bryan Bulaga is coming up next.
We can ask Bryan the question.
We
too.
can, but we'll take their thoughts after we're done with him.
See, I don't like when you try to manipulate my language. I don't like that. I know I do it to you a lot. I don't like that. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna stand
Mark
back.
Tauscher here for Kohler Services, and if you need to remodel your co-host and maybe let them not use
remodel your co-host.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I wish I could do that. Hey, Doug, I'd like to remodel my co-host.
All right. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel. No interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. You get fast professional installation. That is always included. Again, KohlerServicesWI.com. The only point I was trying to make is Denver's the game I feel like we're not winning. Every other game I feel like we can win. I didn't say we're going 16-1. Don't dare try to put those words in my mouth.
I didn't say that. Jesse did. So try to pay attention to who says what on this show. Right now, I'm going to say Bryan Bulaga is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member-first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
ESPN Wisconsin's Bryan Bulaga here for my new friends at Surfside. There's only one thing better than Surfside and golf, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course. This golf season, there's no better drink to enjoy on the golf course. Surfside is light, refreshing, and made with real vodka and real brew tea. Plus, there's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting the fairway, and cheers to Surfside. It's tea time. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I
God, I love this song. And I love what it means, too, on this show. It means a day late, but not a dollar short. Our favorite right tackle. Certainly, he's held in higher regard than Zach Tom. What the hell are we doing? This is Bryan Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch. Bryan, good morning. I don't know if you heard the schedule's out, and Tausch is picking the Packers to be 16-1. No, he's not. That's a joke.
They're just for
Settle
sure losing
down
at Denver.
over there.
They're losing at Denver.
I heard a little bit of the banter. Before I got on.
Now you know what I deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a little bit of it. I will say this. On Monday, it came out, Homer and I were talking about it, that Green Bay was, there it is, there's the schedule, that Green Bay was playing Chicago on that Saturday. And I told Homer I wanted to know who they played the week prior. And now I see that they're in Denver. So they are away, and technically, a West Coast-ish type game. And now that I'm seeing it's in elevation, so they're traveling, changing time zones, and now they're going to get home extremely late and have less of a time to prep and recover, and then travel again on a short week. I mean, that's an absolute. That's a bad schedule from that week right there. I mean, that's not good. That Denver, Chicago, Baltimore stretch is not good. That's not a good stretch.
Tough sledding.
I mean, that sticks out to me. Yeah, that sticks out to me. That stretch of game. I mean, you can look at it: Chicago, Denver, Chicago, Baltimore, Minnesota. That ending stretch is a very difficult run of games. That's not easy.
I would say, Blue, if they go 2-2 there, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, you go out to Denver. I mean, regardless of how Denver's playing, right? They could be playing good, they could be playing bad, whatever, right? You go out there, the time change, the elevation, the travel, you come back, you get back at, who knows? You can get back at midnight, you can get back at 1. Who knows when they get back? I mean, you don't know. Short week turnaround, you play on Saturday, you have to get right back in the building on Monday, start game planning, and there's really no time to rest and recover. And then your week speeds up and you just get going again. There's really no time to get your body right. And you're traveling on essentially, I mean, I would assume he's going to push this thing all the way as far as he can and travel late Friday to, give the guys as much time to recover. But, the NFL with that schedule, knowing the division most likely is going to be extremely competitive and tight at the end, giving Green Bay the road Denver game, then the road Green Bay game on a short week that's it's not nice.
Yeah,
We'll just put it that way.
And Brian, I think from a former player standpoint, you always looked at the schedule as, all right, where's the bye? That's the first thing I think most of us would look at. And then who do you play to start? And then those tough road games, where they fall, weather-wise, everything else. The bye absolutely sucks.
Oh, yeah.
It is the worst-case scenario, I think, from a player's standpoint, is I don't want the bye that early. Especially if you get off to the start that Green Bay is going to need to get off to, playing two teams that were big-time playoff teams right away at home. At Dallas is always a circus. You get off to that good start. Let's say you get rolling. The last thing you want to do is take a break. So, again, they're going to always spin it and say, well, there's injuries, and bye always comes at a good time. This bye, I can tell you right now, it's the earliest bye I believe you can have, and it absolutely sucks. That, to me, overarching theme from the schedule, your point on being at Denver and at Chicago and then another home game against a really good Ravens team and then at Minnesota is a horrific stretch to finish. But I think having that bye and having to run off 13 straight weeks, that's going to be a big test. And you add in that 13 straight weeks, your hardest part of your schedule is the last 4. And you're probably going to want a mental break that ain't coming.
No. And the funny thing about that is normally you like to have that mini bye with the Thursday game. Their Thursday game's the second week of the season against Washington. So they're getting the Thursday game, and then they're getting the bye week a few weeks later. It's
right.
It's literally like they're getting absolutely hosed on the bye week.
They're lucky. They're lucky they got the Thanksgiving game in a way, because at least that gives them that kind of second mini bye, because the first one's wasted, right? Having it sucks that you got to plan a short week right away in week 2, but you're at home in both of those games, so you don't have to travel for either one. No one wants their mini bye after 2 games. That doesn't help you, No. And especially when you have your bye week, like you said, then in week 5 after 4 games. Now, in 2016, you guys had a really early bye, the year that Rodgers said run the table. In 2023, I think they had even an earlier bye than this. I think it was in week 4, which is even worse. But generally speaking, they've had a lot of early byes. The one year that they didn't was in 2022, when they could have had the bye after 5 games coming back from London. They turned it down, and then they didn't have the bye until there were 4 games left in the season. And that didn't work out very well for them either. So, Brian, when you looked at this schedule, because, again, I want to get to some other stuff, including what Steno had to say, which I'm sure you and Homer talked about as well on Monday, but I want to get to that. But when you look at this schedule, I see a really difficult schedule. Tausch doesn't want to make predictions. I don't normally either, but I'm saying
I just told you that the ending part of this schedule is a bear. I think in blue, correct me if I'm wrong, Detroit at home. They don't have either of their coordinators back. I think it's a great time to get Detroit early in the season. I ain't sold on Washington. I think you're looking, if you can beat Detroit, and we have not had good success outside of that Thanksgiving Day game a couple years ago against the Detroit Lions. Motivation's going to be high, all of those things. I think that is your soft underbelly of the season. You got to win 6 or 7 of those first 8. Gotta.
Yeah, I mean, to play Detroit in week 1 with the new coordinators is the time to do it, right? Before they get their footing and get going in the season. That is the time to play them right off the get as they're getting used to each other. Because, they're going to obviously get some reps in the preseason, but they're not going to get the reps in the preseason with the starters, and they're not going to get that game feel with Goff and those starting guys and the rotations and how they want to do things with the one. So how this is going to work is, week 1 against Green Bay in Green Bay. So, this is the time you want to play them, and how are these coordinators going to react to things in real time when it's for real and against a division opponent. So, like, yes, week 1 is when you're going to want to play them. I'm not saying it's going to be easy by any stretch, because at the end of the day, the players are the ones that decide the outcome of the game. And Detroit still have really good players. That's not taking anything away from them. But again, that would be the time you want them before they get rolling and these coordinators get a feel for what they need to do. And then, Washington, I get what they did last year was awfully impressive. The quarterback is awfully impressive. But yeah, you got to show me more than 1 year.
Don't crown them.
You got to show me more than 1 year. Not saying they can't do it, right? I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying they can't be a good team again. But again, playing them early, not a bad deal. Playing them early on a Thursday night at home, getting that quick turnaround, not a bad situation either. And then you move on to the rest of that, front of that schedule. Cleveland, Dallas, unfortunately a bye week, but then the Bengals, then you got to go to Arizona. Not that bad, but then at Pittsburgh, Carolina should be okay, but then you go Philly, and then that's where things start to kind of get a little tough, right? I mean, I'm not saying the Giants are going to be difficult, but we lost to DeVito out there, as Jason said when I wasn't on. Like, I was listening to you guys. Like, we lost to DeVito out there a few years back. So, like, things start to get difficult once that Eagles game hits. And I think, depending on who's the quarterback out in Pittsburgh, things could get awfully interesting for that game. They didn't put that as a Sunday night game for no reason. Like, I'm just saying, that's not a Sunday night because in any other reality, right? Any other season, that's not a Sunday night football game. It's just not. I hate to break it.
We gotta have Mason Rudolph in prime time. There's no doubt about it. All right.
Yeah.
So Tausch doesn't want to do this. You and I can do this. Then we'll get to more football things. 2 years ago, I picked the Packers to go 6-11. I was wrong. They went 9-8 and they made the playoffs. Last year, I picked them to go 12-5. They finished 11-6. So I was less wrong last year.
Wrong.
I'm saying 10-7 looking at this schedule. Tausch doesn't want to do that. Brian, what say you?
Can you put it back up, Jesse, so I can see it?
Why, certainly.
I have no problem making early predictions because
what a different reaction when Brian asks you. I ask him, and it's like I'm asking him to go dig out.
He asked. He said, "Can you put it back up?"
It was not Jesse. Put up the schedule.
Put it
again.
up there.
That's not what I said.
Get me a driver.
I certainly like them over their win-loss number, which is 9.5. So, like, I like them over the 9.5. So that means I like them at 10 no matter what.
Okay.
Looking at the schedule, Detroit's tough to predict. I like them at. I like them at 11. I like them at 11 wins. That's where I like them at. I think that's the sweet spot for them right now. Now, sure, they could be better than that, right? Like, I mean, that's the funny part about. Oh yeah, sure, but that's the funny part about the NFL. Like, when you look at the teams that you think are gonna be good, right? Like you look at the Minnesotas and you look at the Detroits, and you look at them and you're like, man, these teams are supposed to be good, and things happen throughout a season, right? Like, I mean, we've seen it throughout the years. Like, teams that are supposed to be really good, they just aren't, and you're like, what happened? And they end up winning 6-7 games, and the schedule just shifts because teams are good, teams are bad, and things change. But I think Green Bay with this schedule, you look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 games are going to be very difficult, but I still think they can get 11 wins out of this schedule.
All right. Well, I want to get to some of the things that Steno said this week. I also want to talk about and I know I don't like this term, but it is the perfect term, the amount of glazing that was occurring about Jayden Reed yesterday from Jason Vrabel and Ryan Mahaffey. And look, I'm not here to dispute that he's not a great leader or a great teammate. I just thought it was interesting given the events of earlier in the week. We'll ask Bryan about both of those things, including, and I kind of said this to Steno, like, hey, I work with two really good right tackles on a regular basis, and hearing him say that the right tackle job is up for competition, not once but twice, certainly perked my ears. We'll talk about that with Bryan Bulaga next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Bryan Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Surfside. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. It's light, refreshing, and has 0 bubbles. It's perfect for a day on the golf course or a day at American Family Field. Cheers to Surfside.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. To the next adventure, Kamari McGee on the podium at UW-Madison's student-athlete grad ceremony. Emotional and inspirational. The 3-year Badger guard recollecting on his Madison memories, audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
My first year here was probably the toughest year of my life. After being known as a top player on my previous teams, it was hard adjusting to the new role that I was given. If it were not for the support from my loved ones, teammates, and coaches, I would not be in this position that I'm in today. I hope everyone leaves here proud of all of their accomplishments. And last but not least, on Wisconsin.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Strofe. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Strofe household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip.
Unless there's a big boy trade coming that I don't see, Green Bay is going to run this thing back, and you hope that these other guys will emerge.
Available in Apple and Android app stores. Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
The Milwaukee Brewers have partnered with GovX to offer 50% off select tickets to active duty military, veterans, first responders, government employees, and teachers at Sunday through Thursday games, courtesy of Vortex. Visit brewers.com/GovX.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city.
We roll on with Bryan Bulaga, all-time great Packers right tackle. Bryan, did you ever show up for work and find out that you were competing for your job? And help me understand the fine line between the NFL is a competitive business. You can't be complacent because someone's going to take your job, right? Tausch always played with that mentality. I understand that. The good ones do. But there's also something to be said, correct me if I'm wrong, for knowing that you are appreciated and held in high regard. And when the offensive coordinator, not once but twice, and then yesterday with Luke Butkus, certainly didn't do anything to quell this, says basically that you're going into a contract year and your job is now open for competition too. That's a little jarring to me. What did you make of the Zach Tom, dare I say, situation at right tackle?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, I'm taken back by it a little bit. I always went into every season thinking I had to compete for my spot. Whether or not that was the case upstairs didn't really matter to me one way or another, but that's how I thought about it, right? Like, didn't know, regardless of who was on the depth chart or who they drafted or whatever the case, that's how I felt personally, that I had to go out there and in OTAs and training camp and ultimately in games and prove it. Like, that was my mentality no matter what, right? Like, you have to earn your spot, earn your salary, and et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there was always a feeling, right? Like, no matter what, like, not no matter what, because if you play bad, I mean, you're eventually going to get the axe, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you play bad. It doesn't matter with your salary. I mean, they always can find a way out because the contracts aren't guaranteed. But if you play good, there's always a sense that you are appreciated by the coaching staff, by your position coach, and by the GM, right? Like, there's that feeling that, that I had, that Campy and that Coach McCarthy and even when Steno and LaFleur were there, that like I think these guys appreciate the way that I play and things like that. So to hear that Tom also is competing for a job, like, there's two ways that I look at it, right? Like, I either look at this as it's a little kick in the butt for motivation for how the season ended, right? Because, like, I think we all talked about it. Like, his last, 2 or 3 games weren't his best of the season. And we all, unfortunately for, fans and even coaches at times and even people like us that watch the games sometimes, you remember, the last game or the last 2 games. You don't remember the entire body of work. His last few games weren't his best, right? And that's sometimes what sticks in your brain. And maybe it's a little nudge of motivation, right? Maybe that's what this is, because I look at I look at the depth of the roster. I mean, not the roster, but essentially the depth chart of the offensive line right now, right? Like, I look at it right now. And I guess if you're going to say he's in a competition, that means you want him to compete with Belton and the 7th round pick, which is, his name's Williams, right?
John
That's his last
Williams.
name?
Yes, the
John
composer of the Star Wars theme. Yeah.
Boy, is
so
that
essentially,
a
what
name? John
so
Williams.
So okay,
It's like Mark.
So here's my ultimate question, which Tausch, you can answer, which I don't think this would ever happen in any realm. There's a chance then, with what they're saying, that Zach Tom's going to watch a game from the sidelines. He's going to stand on the sidelines and watch the Packers play this season. I don't see that happening. Yes.
No.
So, that's what I just don't see that happening in any way, shape, or form.
Let me ask you this, because I was under the impression, and listen, man, I get it. I think he did struggle. He gave up a couple things in that playoff game. The group as a whole, it was not good, and that's why the urgency to make moves and draft guys and bring in Banks that was a part of the process of what Goody looked at. But I also wonder, there's been a lot of talk, and we have glazed Zach Tom. I think he's a really good player. I think he was dinged up. He didn't have his best season, no doubt about it. But I think he is going to be the right tackle for the Green Bay Packers for the foreseeable future. I wonder if this is a little bit of a stave off any of the, I don't know if Zach Tom's going to come in. Is he going to play without a new deal? You just wonder how much of that is at play, because you have 3 potential starters that are going to be free agents. You have Elgton Jenkins, who Jason Wilde accurately, Packaholic, reported that he was not at camp and wants a new deal. So you can't have a whole group of disgruntled, am I going to do? So Zach Tom's going to be the starting right tackle. I will, if you want to put some dunkers on it, great. He's going to be the guy. Is it going to be a competition? I don't see it. I like you. You want to throw Belton out there and see maybe I'm missing something? Zach Tom's going to be a starter this season. Now, if they don't get something worked out with Elgton Jenkins and Rob Domofsky's right, I don't see that either. But Zach Tom will be a starter when they go play Detroit on that opener on Sunday. I would bet donuts to dollars on that.
Yes. I mean, okay, so that's a perfect. I mean, you explained it perfectly, because Green Bay historically, and it goes back to when you were playing and everything, they don't let young, first contract, good linemen walk out the door. They've never done it, and they're not going to do it. It's just not something they historically do. Because if Zach Tom walks out the door, someone will pay him a lot of money to go play right tackle. And this isn't there's no question that he is a good right tackle. This isn't we're not making that up. That's not a shot in the dark here. He's good. Did he struggle at the end of the season? I think so. I think he was also banged up. And I'm not making excuses for him. If you're out there, you got to play. You got to go do what you got to do. Right? You got to get the job done. And he struggled at times. But I don't see that team going out there with someone else besides Zach Tom at right tackle at this point. And you made a good point. If you have Elgton right now a little disgruntled, and Zach Tom also disgruntled, and now you're missing 2 of the 2 key pieces that don't really want to practice until they get something worked out. That offensive line looks a little different.
And Sean Ryan missed out on $2 million by 2 snaps. Which, again, I know the Packers can't just give him the $2 million now, but you're telling me that doesn't create some hard feelings when he was sharing time earlier in the season with the first-round pick, and all he had to do was get 2 more snaps back then to achieve the playing time incentive from the league to get $2 million more. Oh, and by the way, you've also taken your incumbent left tackle and told him that even though he beat the tar out of the first-round pick last year to keep his job as the starting left tackle, that job is open again. It would seem that the only person who's probably genuinely happy on your offensive line is the new guy who just got a big-time contract in free agency.
Yep.
Right?
He's the only.
Am I wrong?
He's the only cat. No, he's the only cat that's happy right now. He's the only guy that I would admit. I didn't know that about Sean Ryan. Oh, boy, would that drive me up the wall. Oh my God.
Yeah, Domofsky had a good story on it that basically the agent thought that he had achieved it based on the numbers that were on like the game books. The league and the NFLPA used a different measure. He needed to play 2 more offensive snaps. 2.
Oh.
And he would have gotten a $2 million. It's a great story from Rob. And he, according to Rob's story, the Packers can't just say, well, we're going to give it to you anyway. Because it's a league-based pay scale increase based on playing time.
They can redo his contract if they want to do it. They can.
Yeah. But they don't want to, right? Because they want to let him walk, like they let John Runyon go.
Jordan Love should give it to him.
Maybe they should do that. Sean Ryan is. They kind of battering him around. At some point, Sean Ryan's going to. He has to go out and play well because this is going to be more than likely a walk year for him. I'm guessing they want to put Belton in there at some point down the road and battle there, but. The Zach Tom piece to this is interesting. I still think he's going to get a new contract before Thanksgiving, and he's going to be one of the guys because Brian's 100% right. They know they have a good player. They want to motivate him because he didn't play to the level. He's one of those guys that he played to a really high level. He pops a peck. He fights his way. He battles in. He plays all season, competes, and yes, bottom line is guys are going to give stuff up. I don't care who you are. You give some stuff up. He was a little sloppy. He didn't play as well as we'd like to see at the end. But if you don't think there's 31 teams that would gladly pay him big money, he ain't going anywhere. He'll be a G&G'er for a while. I'd almost guarantee it. But, Blue, the Elgton Jenkins component to this, I think is fascinating. I think Elgton Jenkins should – we all knew he wanted to play center. As we joked about, our sourcing pretty doggone good that last year. I think he would have loved to have played center last year, but obviously with Josh Myers, he's no problem doing that. But when that guaranteed money dries up and an organization that looks at 30-year-olds like Leonardo DiCaprio does, you start looking at it and saying, I don't know, Jimmy. I need a little bread, or I think I'm going to get jettisoned out for the next 19-year-old that comes down the pipe.
I mean, well, that's the thing. I mean, I would imagine he wants to, he's fine with the center move. I know he's fine with the center move. The thing is, from a player standpoint, right, when you have no more guaranteed cash in the contract, I get he's got 2 years left on the deal, but that does not mean anything, right? It means absolutely nothing. If you make that switch to center and say it doesn't go as planned, right? And you struggle at times, they're going to kick you to the curb because you're over that age. And then that's the last thing you have on tape then going into the market. And that hurts you. That you have no time then to adjust, you know what I mean? There's no adjustment period for you as a player to kind of work into that position. There's no normally if you're making a major position change like that, you would expect a guy of his quality and experience, by probably towards, I don't know what you think, Tausch, but I think probably by week, I would say probably 7, 8, 9, he's going to be humming really good with it. I'm not saying he's going to make mistakes or anything, but where he's comfortable, where he feels really good, it's probably mid-season with that thing. But there's chances that Green Bay sees that as a negative, right? That he should have been from week one dialed in, and when there's no more guaranteed money left on the table, they're we can't have that for another year. He's over 32. Let's bring in someone else, and he's done then. And that is a difficult place for a guy. Now he's going into the market, and teams are well, what are you? Are you a center? Are you a guard? What do we look at you as? And he just wants probably a little protect.
What would you do if you're Elgton? Would you just sit here until you get – because there are some on Packers Twitter that I think bring up good points, saying, well, he's also getting paid left guard money, good money. He would be paid a really high-end center, at least – if he gets the next 2 years without any guarantees, maybe just do that. What would you do if you were Elgton Jenkins?
Let me just interject before you answer, Brian, because I feel pretty good about my sourcing too. I don't think he's looking for like this blockbuster, huge, like 4-year extension. I think he would be happy if they guaranteed a meaningful portion of the existing money on his contract, because Brian is 1,000,000% right. Those 2 years are not worth the paper they're printed on. He's going to get paid his salary this year, I would think. Okay? But look, I was there for Josh Sitton, and I know that was a different deal. And Elgton Jenkins was proclaimed to be, quote, an all-pro center by the GM. So I'm not saying that he's not going to be their center this year. But stuff happens. And after this year, you could say, well, you know what? We're going to move Zach Tom to center. We're going to play Belton at right tackle. And we're going to get rid of Elgton because he's got a $24 million cap number for 2026.
And he's old.
So, and he's going to be 30 on the day after Christmas. So all I think he wants is of that, whatever it is, $34 million.
It's a bad birthday. Day after
Devontae
Christmas.
Adams is Christmas Eve, I think. And Elton's the day after Christmas. All I think he wants is some of that money that's left guaranteed, so he knows he's going to be here the next 2 years. I don't think that's an unfair ask. I just don't.
Agree.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair ask. To be honest with you, like if you're going to move him positions and make him your center, I think that's a fair ask. At the least, give him 2 years then, right, to let him work into that position, let him make that his own, and then if you want to move on from him after 2 years, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Then move on from him, and then at least give him an opportunity then to show the rest of the league that he can play that position. Right, like, and it's not. This isn't a charity case. He's going to go out and play good football for you. Like he really is. Elton's a really good player. Like, and he's going to play center at a high level. Like I've said before, I've said it to you guys. I've said it to Homer. He has played next to really high IQ football players. He played next to Corey for a long time. One of the better centers I've ever been around. He played next to Dave, a very high IQ left tackle in this offense. So he's heard every single call you could even imagine in this offense. He's seen every adjustment from a tackle's point of view, from a center's point of view. He knows this scheme. So like he gets it. He can make every call. You just got to give him some time to do it. And that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week. It doesn't happen in 2 weeks. Like things are different in a game. Right? When you have a shade lined up over you, things are a little bit different, right? Like it's a little bit different than seeing it on tape. Yeah, it happens a little bit quicker. So you got to give a guy a little bit of time to make that adjustment. So like that's what kind of what Jason's saying. That's what Tausch saying. That's like what I'm saying. Like if you guarantee him that contract, like the rest of this thing, or at least a fairly big portion of this, I mean, you give him a lot of comfort that he can go out there and do this thing and feel like he can go do his job properly. He can cut it loose. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, you know what, Blue? It's pretty simple. You got this 2 years. Add a year to spread it out. Or if you want to add to a fourth year, you're probably going to bring the average base salary down. Guarantee 50, 60% of it. So you got 2 years. You get an out after 3. Elton's happy. Your player's happy. But before we let you go, if you're Elgton Jenkins, are you taking a snap at training camp until you get something done?
I don't think so.
All right.
If I'm him, okay. So we look at it this way, right? Like if I'm him, and like I'm not advising him, obviously, like that. I mean, because they made these moves in the offseason dependent on him moving to center. Like, that was dependent on him playing that position. So you go get Banks. You draft Belton. You do all these things dependent on this guy who knows this scheme, who's very versatile, kicking inside. If you no longer have this guy kicking inside that knows this offense and can do these things, that causes a big issue up front. So it's better off that they just get something done with him make everything kosher with him, and make him feel like he can go out and do his job and he's comfortable and they can just cut it loose. Like we've all said it, he's not asking for a mega deal. That's not what I think he wants. I don't think that's what he's looking for. And you said it.
He does. He doesn't. And to Brian's point, I want to let Brian finish. If I'm him, this is the only little. You guys know this. You played in the league. Your leverage sucks. The only thing you guys have is to withhold your services. And what better time to withhold your services than when this team predicated its entire offensive line plan on you moving positions to center. So this is the only time you have some measure of leverage. And by the way, the Packers can help themselves by converting that money and create more cap space and spreading out the charge.
You don't want 4 disgruntled offensive linemen with 1 happy Banks.
No, that's what I'm saying,
all
dude.
the way to the bank.
Yeah, just think about that for a second. Like I've never even thought about that I can never put myself in an O-line room with Campy, or even when I was with Steno, where 4 out of the 5 guys were agitated about their contracts.
Can you imagine City and TJ?
Oh my God.
David? Oh my God.
All mad about their contracts at once. They're
mad when they're the highest paid guys in the league.
Yeah, they're still not happy about their They're still not happy about their contracts at that point in time.
God.
To have all 4 guys upset at once, I don't know, that tension in that room, even though the O-line room is great, it is, but listen, man, at the end of the day, this thing is a business. It is a business, and tensions do rise when you start to get criticized heavily, and the criticism, it gets taken upstairs too, and upstairs makes those business decisions. You're better off just settling, putting some of these fires out, and when you can, and do it now and get it over with, and smooth things out with the veteran guys. Just get it done, and everyone's happy.
To put a bow on this, I think what we're all saying here is a little clip from Rounders when old KGB is sitting there, and when we're talking about Elgton Jenkins, it's pretty simple. Pay that man his monies.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
And hope they get the cards you need on the flop. All right, Brian, we kept you way too long. You're the best, buddy. Thanks. We'll see you in a little bit next week.
Yep. Take care.
That is Bryan Bulaga. Bryan Bulaga, we raise a Coors Light to you, don't we, Tausch?
We do. Coors Light brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, so it's made to chillin'. You guys know it's out in Golden, Colorado. I say it every time we talk. I think that's going to be an L. I think it's going to be an L for Packer fans, but you could turn that L when we go out to Denver and the Broncos end up beating Green Bay. You could turn it into a W by going out to Golden, Colorado, and getting yourself a Coors Light at that beautiful factory. You get what I'm saying? Have a Coors Light. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company. Golden, Colorado.
Take a beat or a beating from the Broncos and then have a Coors Light.
This is the latest start ever to a 10 o'clock hour.
It's a new league record. We'll start the 10 o'clock hour around 10:25. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Metro Ford of Madison, they sell vehicles that are built in America for America. This month, enjoy their You Pay What We Pay sale. The 2024 Ford Mach-E offers 0% APR financing for 72 months. $13.89 cost per $1,000 borrowed. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months. $16.47 per $1,000 borrowed. Bonus cash available on XLT and SXT models. All offers available to qualified credit. Browse their inventory at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman, it's a fake. Great call and great execution.
motion.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The 2025 Green Bay Packers schedule has arrived. And even though there was some leakage yesterday, it's now official. The Packers will open the season at home for the first time since 2018, and they'll do so hosting the NFC North Division rival Detroit Lions. 3:25 kickoff on the NFL's opening Sunday. The Packers follow it up with another home game on Thursday Night Football, welcoming Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders to Lambeau Field. Back-to-back home games for the Green Bay Packers this season. Packers get a rematch with the Lions on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit, noon kickoff on Turkey Day. And the regular season culminates in Minnesota, visiting the rival Vikings in Week 18. Check out the full schedule over at ESPNWisconsin.com. We're going to continue to talk about it on Wilde and Tausch and all day long here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Wilde and Tausch continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Sooner or later, indeed. We got some catching up to do, so my apologies. But we're going to go quick here a couple times. A little no-huddle offense. To
Mike
get,
McCarthy or Jason Wilde?
The paid bills.
Very
I'll
frustrating.
Bryan Bulaga is great. And I want people to get to hear him, and if that means robbing Peter to pay Paul, for those of you who've heard that saying, and maybe aren't familiar with which apostle is robbing from which one,
the Dodgers are paying both.
I'm willing to. You like that line?
I do. Yeah, I felt proud.
Yeah, I got news for you. The Leonardo DiCaprio line is
better.
Literally a million times better than that one.
Also, by the way, there is a common denominator between Mike McCarthy's clock management and Jason Wilde's clock management, and that's Bryan Bulaga.
It's all Bulaga's fault. Let's blame him.
And it's Mark Tauscher, actually, to some degree.
Yeah, also played for him as well. Be that as it may.
How'd you guys do? Hey, how'd you do with clock management when I was on my little hiatus?
A lot better.
Generally good, yeah.
Yeah,
generally good.
Are you serious?
Not perfect, but generally good.
But significantly better. Yeah.
Yep. Probably not as entertaining.
I'm sure that's what it is. Hey, sooner or later, let's go later briefly here. Because you just heard Jesse, if you're listening on ESPN Madison in his Sports Center, the last game of the season, Packers-Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium. Tausch, like it, hate it, it is what it is.
It is what it is. You're going to play a divisional team. Obviously, Minnesota had a great season last year. That is a Natasha Bedingfield situation if I've ever seen one.
So can I make an argument?
That whole season? Yeah, go for it.
I wanted them, if I'm a Packers fan, earlier in the year when J.J. McCarthy. I understand, but I want
everyone by week 3.
I want all
the road
Lions
games piled in. Yeah.
I want the Lions. I want the Lions in week 1 as they're getting their new coordinators underway, and I want the Vikings in week 2 with their new starting quarterback who didn't even practice last year because he was on IR all year. I want J.J. McCarthy early in the season. Instead, I get J.J. McCarthy in the back half of the season.
And the Bears with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Got to get them early.
Yeah, you want them early because they're just getting their feet wet.
I didn't say that.
I want the Cowboys early because they got the new coach Shoddy
Philadelphia
down there.
Super Bowl hangover.
Gotta have the
early.
new coaches there early.
I'm gonna take this up with my representation, which of course is Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Are you being bullied at work? Are people not listening to you? Well, they're not going to help you with that. But if you've been seriously injured, they'll help you with that. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. I do want to talk more extensively about having so many division games in the final 7 weeks. 5 of their 7 games to end the season are all in the division. Is that good? Is that bad? Or is it what it is? I'll ask Tausch that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
ESPN Wisconsin's Bryan Bulaga here for my new friends at Surfside. There's only one thing better than Surfside and golf, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course. This golf season, there's no better drink to enjoy on the golf course. Surfside is light, refreshing, and made with real vodka and real brewed tea. Plus, there's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting the fairway, and cheers to Surfside. It's tea time. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
This is our crew.
Ground ball to short. Ortiz gobbles it up, throws to first in time, and Nick Mears pulls the magic act.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
The Packers' final 7 games of the 2025 NFL season. Home against the Vikings on Sunday, November 23rd. At Detroit on Thanksgiving, November 27th. Home against the Chicago Bears on Sunday, December 7th. At Denver in a game that Tausch is betting the house at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. The Packers are going to lose. It's a lock.
Yeah.
On Sunday, December
Drew
14th.
Lock. Andrew Lock.
No.
No?
At Chicago on Saturday,
Ed
December
Lock.
20th. Home against the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday, December 27th or Sunday, December 28th. And then at Minnesota on Saturday, January 3rd or Sunday, January 4th to close the season. That, count them, 7 games, 5 of them against NFC North opponents and 2 against AFC teams. Tausch, as a player, would you like that? Your destiny in the division is in your own hands? Or is that weighted a little heavily toward division games? We all know they like to finish with division games in the last week. But 5 of the last 7, after playing your first division game in the opener, how do you view that?
Yeah, it is, I think it is what it is, and you know that you're going to play the end of the season. The last game is going to be against the divisional team. That's always baked into the cake. I thought the interesting part was the Bears, 2 games in 13 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting to me. I actually, on Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ this morning, thought Eric Bilstead brought up a good point. Why not do a home and home where you do it back-to-back? You do a Sunday, Thursday within the division. Short travel. You don't have to prep as much. Mm-hmm. I love the idea. If you're going to do that, just do it. Rip it off and let's go. Mm-hmm. Bang, bang. You have to win division games. And I think from Green Bay's standpoint, there is no way, if they have any hope of being a much better team, you can't go 1-5 in the division. Can't do it. Won't happen this year. I think realistically, if you go 4-2 in division games, you're going to feel really good. And 3-3, I think, is about the, obviously that's the mid-water mark. It's going to be the end of that season. The end of that season, you got your soft underbelly, and then whatever the opposite of that is, that's what that last 5-6 game stretch is. It is going to be rough sledding. You better have your big boy pants on because those games are going to be physical, and you better be ready to go. And I think a big part of this makeover that the Green Bay Packers had up front is going to be 4 games like that end of the season. That's why you bring in the bank season. You get bigger and stronger is because you're playing the Baltimores, you're having that battle. That's what you need to end up looking at.
Yeah. It will be a destiny in your own hands scenario. There's no 2 ways about it. And you're right. If you are the team that you want to believe you are, you got to win your division games. Mike McCarthy, during your playing career and after you were done, always emphasized, first, we get to 10 wins, right? Because you're going to make the playoffs if you get 10 wins. Second, you win your division. That guarantees you at least a home game. If not, then the number 1 seed and getting a bye. But you got to win your division games. And the fact that they were Carl Brooks's middle finger away from being 0-6 in the division is crazy to me, and it makes me ask myself, did I overestimate them? Did I underestimate the division? Did they get fat and happy off of a crappy non-division schedule against not very good AFC South teams? And in the old saying about it's not who you play, but it's when you play them, were they fortunate in when they played the NFC West teams that they did? I don't know. But
I'll tell you what. We all, and I am guilty as charged, completely underestimated the Minnesota Vikings last year and Kevin O'Connell. Even with a young quarterback, I will not make that mistake again.
I don't want you to make other mistakes as well. And one of the mistakes you could make.
What do you think the Bears are going to be? What do you think about the Bears?
I don't. Ben Johnson rubbed me the wrong way with his, he doesn't even deserve the fake Kay Adams laugh for his awkward, weird shot at LaFleur.
Do we ever say they rubbed you the right way? Is that a saying that can go the other way or not?
You know what?
He rubbed me the right way.
I would avoid that.
Yeah, just curious. You always hear people say, boy, that rubbed me the wrong way. Do you ever hear people say, you know what, that really rubbed me the right way?
No, you don't say that.
Only Justin Tucker.
Whoa, Nelly.
Okay.
Dang.
Let's move on from that.
What the?
Whoa, Nelly.
Wow.
Nothing? I get nothing for that? It's not DiCaprio, but it was pretty good. No? Okay. Let's move on. Jesse won't even stand up. It's so bad. All right. Let's shift gears. And let's talk about the Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale.
Interesting you went again, you said allegedly, I'm sure. Because
allegedly.
You're a smart,
allegedly,
wise man.
Yep. Yes, allegedly.
Interesting you went that way outside of the quarterback of the Browns. I would think that's the road you'd have went down.
This one's more timely.
Longer.
Yeah, this one's.
I don't know about that. One guy's not even in the league anymore. JT Deuces B ain't even in the league no more.
Hall of Famer.
I don't think this might. I don't know. That's a whole nother. That's a August conversation topic. That rubbed me the wrong way. I'll tell you that. That Jason saying that rubbed me the wrong way. It did.
In fairness, I am not the one who asked. Is it ever appropriate to say that rubbed me the right way?
Did you think about that one before you asked it? Did you know what you were doing there?
I asked
he did.
Because typically
he did.
There is a action and a reaction when you have these sayings. Nobody ever. There's something else that goes with. And people say this all the time, and I never hear anybody say, that really, that tickled me. You hear that all the time. Well, that tickled me.
But
you never hear anybody say, well, that really rubbed me the right way.
So Dave in the YouTube comments is going to save us here. Rub me the right way equals tickled my fancy.
Okay.
And people do say that tickled my fancy.
I do. It's a fun little quote, too.
Yeah. When's the last time you said that tickled my fancy?
Well, you never say anything funny. Otherwise, I would say that.
Tausch and I are calling a baseball game tonight. That's going to tickle my fancy when Tausch and I are calling that game if it doesn't rain. Yeah.
I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to make sure I'm sitting in a different booth then, if that's the case. I don't want
it's
any fancy
Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale going on right now. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. And take advantage of Steinhoffel's special 60-month financing. Get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for only $48 a month, or a Beauty Rest Black mattress for only $36 per month. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. We'll see if we say anything that tickles your fancy, or maybe it rubs you the wrong way. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Strofe. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Strofe household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit doorcountydistillery.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Ride the revolution. Cycle Nation is coming back to Madison. Join the American Stroke Association and the American Heart Association at the Sylvie on Wednesday, May 21st as we pedal for a purpose. Teams can join the movement as we raise funds and heartbeats to end strokes and save lives. It's all happening on Wednesday, May 21st at the Sylvie. Jim, Matt, and Molly will be there, and we hope you'll sign up too. Visit cyclenation.org/Madison and register today. Locally sponsored by Carbon World Health and ESPN Madison.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
We're on the Packers.
You still want to see that steady play, that steady improvement, and you didn't get it from Jordan Love?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That just makes the stakes that much higher this season.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
We'll play Take It to the Bank coming up, but as I strive to get back on the clock, using all my timeouts here in the third quarter, Tausch, you admitted, and it takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, and you are definitely a big man, that you underestimated the Vikings.
I did.
So how are you estimating the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy at quarterback? Because he's not only a first-year starter, but it's not like he had his rookie season to sit behind Sam Darnold and practice every day. He was on IR, and I think it's important to point out, when you're on IR, you are not allowed to practice. You can't. So he didn't even practice all last offseason, and in the season. He got hurt in training camp. So he had the offseason program, very little training camp, no regular season practicing at all. What is a realistic expectation for them with that weaponry, but with an inexperienced first-year starting quarterback?
Pain.
What are you, Mr. T in Rocky III?
I don't have the chains. That's the great unknown, and that's why this is such a fun league and such a fun division, because we have ideas on what things are going to look like. I think Minnesota, with O'Connell, I give him a lot of credit. I think he's a really good coach.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled stuff out of Sam Darnold that I don't think Sam Darnold knew he could. And I would bet you're not going to see that same success in Seattle. I could be wrong, but that would be my wager. J.J. McCarthy, I watched him enough at Michigan to know I don't think you can bank on him being some star, especially early in a season when he hasn't gotten much work. He is going to be Allen thick in it. There's going to be growing pains on growing pains. So to your point on, well, it'd be great to play him in the beginning of the season. Let's get everybody. Let's stagger it so we can play Tuesday, and then we'll play Saturday, and then we'll play Tuesday again. Get a bunch of games against these teams that aren't quite built right away to play. Yes, it would have been fun. You're either going to see J.J. McCarthy grow and get into position where he's, hey, this young player's the guy, or Minnesota's going to be making a move, or their season has spiraled out of control. Those are your three options by the time Green Bay plays them in November. So Minnesota, that growing pains that you want to take advantage of when you're on the other side of it, a la you wanted to play Jordan Love and the Packers early in 23, not late. I can see a path that the Minnesota Vikings are eerily similar to that first season of Jordan Love as a starting quarterback, and I hope that is not the case, but it very well could be.
Tausch, I shared the good news with you the other day that our schedule permits for one of the rites of summer, Wilde and Tausch, with both of us in attendance at the AmFam Championship, and it's all new at a new location.
It is the American Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison with two new exciting changes this year. Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosts the PGA Tour Champions event June 6th through the 8th, which I believe is when Jason and I, and Lord knows if there's food, Jesse will be out on the course. If not,
I'll
be
be there.
In the Everlight Solar Studio. At its new home, this is one of the new things, TPC Wisconsin. The AmFam Champ also debuts a new team competition this year. Two-person teams. Something the Champions Tour is going to be a fun new deal out at TPC Wisconsin. Compete in best ball and scramble formats. The American Family Insurance Championship, June 6th through the 8th. The Wilde and Tausch crew will be there on the 6th. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com.
We'll play a game of
that is right around the corner, man.
It is coming up fast. It's coming up fast.
Where does this time go?
The NFL comes
What
at you
happens,
fast,
huh?
and so does Wilde and Tausch. A game of Take It to the Bank is next. Presented by Associated Bank. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Bucks.
This is the greatest player this franchise has had since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And now they might be in a position where they're forced to deal him away.
Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash only at Steinhoffel's. To the next adventure, Kamari McGee on the podium at UW-Madison's student-athlete grad ceremony. The 3-year Badger guard recollecting on his Madison memories, audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
My first year here was probably the toughest year of my life. After being known as a top player on my previous teams, it was hard adjusting to the new role that I was given. If it were not for the support from my loved ones, teammates, and coaches, I would not be in this position that I'm in today. I hope everyone leaves here proud, and last but not least, on Wisconsin.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
If your child faces an unsafe situation at home, are they prepared? Friday, May 16th from 3:45 to 5:15 p.m. Stoughton Health is hosting the class Safe at Home at the McFarland Municipal Center in McFarland. For students in grades 4th through 6th, students learn to practice safe habits, prevent unsafe situations, how to handle an emergency like a power failure, weather, injuries, and illnesses. Class fee is $25. Financial assistance is available. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to register, then click on Classes and Events.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop into your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
This is our crew.
0-1. Daz, a liner into right center field. Down for a base hit. How about the legacy coming through?
Listen to every Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
Time to play a little Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank.
This round of Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, is all about the Green Bay Packers schedule, guys. Take it to the bank. The game against the Lions week 1 means more for the Packers than the game against the Lions in week 13 on Thanksgiving Day.
It just means more.
Tausch,
Like
you want to take that to the bank? Week 1 means more than week 13?
Yes, I do. And I will take it to the bank because this group has struggled against Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, and Detroit has conquered the North 2 straight years. Green Bay has beaten the Detroit Lions only once in that time frame. And they are, which sounds crazy for someone, I mean, I think there was a 30-year stretch that Detroit couldn't win at Lambeau. This ain't your papa's Detroit Lions. To set a tone for what you're trying to do this season, I think that first game is big. Psychology plays a huge part in sports. We all know that. At some point, you're going to sit here and say, man, I don't know if we can beat these guys. You need to stop that right now and get it moving in the right direction. And whatever day, what day is the opener? September 7th?
7th, yes.
Hey, I got that right. September 7th needs to be that day with Romo and Nancy calling it up.
Nancy. All right. I agree with Tausch on this one. Although, check back, and some have done pirated versions of it. I do think this is going to be obvious. I'm going to get a no blank blank. But Thanksgiving's going to be huge, too. And that, to me, is going to be a bigger challenge because those coordinators will have settled into their roles. Obviously, the game's also on the road. But now we're starting to get into that 7-game stretch with 5 division games. You're going to want to get off to a good start to that stretch, and you would love nothing more than to sweep the Lions in the season series after they've swept you now the last couple of years. Next.
Take it to the bank, presented by Associated Bank. The finale at Minnesota will not have playoff implications for the Minnesota Vikings. You want to take that to the bank, Tausch?
Ooh.
Didn't I just tell you?
You did.
That I am not going to underestimate them again?
Yeah, but Jesse wants you to anyway. It's better for the show.
I also wrote the question well before you said that.
I was just going to say, but with that said, I do believe that the Green Bay Packers will have the division wrapped up by then, and I think Minnesota will have a 7 seed wrapped up by then. So I'm kind of hedging there a little bit, but no, I don't think the playoff implications will be heavy in that game.
So you got 3 NFC North teams making the playoffs again? Or do you think the Detroit Lions are going to miss the postseason?
Maybe I don't have Detroit making it. We shall see.
I think that is going to have major playoff implications. Major. In fact, the loser may miss the playoffs. How do you like them apples?
That's real clicky to me.
Whatever you say, Homer.
Well, you already got Green Bay winning 11 games. Like, they're in the playoffs.
You've got... No, first of all, I've got them winning 10. Secondly, you just announced that by then the Packers will have already won the division.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim. What's next?
Last one, and Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. And now for this one, you got to know all the road games. So I'm going to put the schedule back up here for you guys on YouTube.
Thank you for your service.
UC
at Denver.
Denver!
Yeah, Denver's a tough one. Besides that one, UC at least 6 wins for the Packers on the road in the 2025 season. That road schedule is of 9 games. Cleveland, Dallas, Arizona, Pittsburgh.
Listen, Ron Wolf, Mike Holmgren, Mike Sherman, all of the coaches, GMs, sweep your home games, split on the road, get a high seed, chase a championship. That's your formula. I think they go 5-4 on the road.
5-4 on the road, 5-3 at home, 10-7 is where the Packers finish. That is also where we finish. Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank, and whether Elgton Jenkins is taking it to the bank with a guarantee inserted into his contract, or whether one of those 3 soon-to-be free agents on the offensive line take it to another town, they can still take it to the bank with Associated Bank. And they've got the best customer service working on their side. Early pay, up to 2 days early, access to your direct deposit from your employer. Credit monitoring, making sure that your credit score is where it needs to be. And, of course, fraud protection as well. They've got everything you need to feel comfortable and safe with your bank. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, where Cheesy Bites Pizza is back right now. For just $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. And even better, it comes with the Ranch Lover's Flight, featuring 3 bold new dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. The Green Bay Packers 2025 schedule has been released, as has the rest of the NFL schedule. Some things we knew going into it. Week 1, Green Bay, Detroit at Lambeau Field. First time since 2018, and just the 3rd time in the last 13 years the Packers will play the home opener in Week 1 at Lambeau Field. Packers-Lions, Week 1, 3:25 kickoff on CBS. And then follow that up with a Thursday night game right away in Week 2, also at Lambeau Field. The Packers welcome Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders on Thursday night on Amazon Prime. A couple other highlights from the schedule. Week 13, Thanksgiving Day in Detroit, a noon kickoff. That's an adjusted time from past years. Noon kickoff for the Packers and the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. The regular season finale, Week 18 in Minnesota against the rival Vikings. Check it all out, ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com.
Of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Now, let me start by saying that I'm an old man. I get it. I mean, I feel young, like Tausch said, until, he's getting his brakes beat in by a 28-year-old on the golf course. But I feel young.
Oh, the dude is a 4 handicap too.
What are you?
16.
So I'm not young.
Why are you grinning like that when you say 16? Sounds like you're lying when you do. I'm a 16. I got away with it.
They didn't even question me on it. So yesterday, and look, all the a bunch of the teams do this. Okay. The schedule release video from their social media teams. It's become a thing. The Los Angeles Chargers seem to be among the top teams at that because they got to sell tickets because mostly opposing fans come to their stadium.
The Chargers and Titans have
the
dominated.
Titans,
Yeah.
you took it right away. That's the other one. They have a history of being good.
JSC. Great job, JSC.
Thank you, Tigers.
The Packers. They had Josh Jacobs having some sort of, I think they called it a fever dream. It felt to me like what I imagine an ayahuasca trip would be like. I'm very confused by this. Jesse, am I the only one? I know Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but again, they're not the Gen Z target audience either. Am I just over the hill? Did I just miss something, or was it flat out weird?
So that's what I thought too, because I thought this was a reference. Like a lot of the themes this year, they did either reenactments of like TV shows or Minecraft was a popular one.
Minecraft was big. Yep.
There were a couple of things that I'm familiar with. There are a couple of things that I'm not. And I thought, okay, like I didn't get the reference, so let me go check.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anywhere on any social media what the reference was. Like, I don't think it was a reenactment of a TV show or anything. I think it was just an original idea that was all over the place. And
disorienting.
A lot of the feedback on it was, well, it was certainly unique. But I saw a comment, how are we always so bad at this every year? Like, it can't be that hard to just come up with a theme. Like, I forgot who did Mario Kart. And just I think it was the Falcons. They just said, okay, so, like, select Bijan Robinson. And Ludacris was the little starting guy. And it was 3, 2, 1, go. And then he's bouncing off all the different opponents. Like, that's an easy theme. It's kind of recurrent. Like, I don't know why this is so hard for them to get this right, to just have something that appeals to the majority of the fan base that everybody understands.
Well, maybe it appealed to a lot of people. I'm not here to cast aspersions on them. I just didn't get it. So maybe that's a me problem. That's not a them problem. But it was weird to me. But again, I'm not the target demographic. Now, the one that I like the best, because in part, I covered him in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he shut me down on one of my questions to him, was Allen Iverson being in the Buffalo Bills one, where Josh Allen tells Bean, not Billy Bean, something else Bean, that, hey, we should use AI. And he doesn't know what AI is, so he uses Allen Iverson instead of an AI video, artificial intelligence. I like that one. You mentioned the Titans. They did one that was like a send-up of one of those drug commercials, the pharmaceutical ads.
That was funny.
One worked.
That was good.
Right? And the Chargers had another good one. They used Minecraft as well. So I don't want to hate on it just because I didn't get it, because maybe that's me. But I found it to be weird and hard to understand. That's all. Tausch, you didn't even see it, did you?
I didn't, no. I didn't. I figured if it was really good, I would have seen it on Twitter /X, and it would have went viral, as the kids say, and it sounds as if it did not. Listen, just try stuff out. Sometimes you're going to hit home runs. Sometimes you're going to fail miserably. I like that you're at least going out there and trying it. I don't care. I don't need you to be the best social media team. I need you to be the best team. This is my Jason Wilde. Yep.
It is kind of funny and, I don't know, ironic maybe, how the best teams at schedule releases are traditionally some of the most underachieving teams.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Like the Chargers and the Titans and the Falcons. Like the teams that are really good
and by the way,
don't do very great
Don't
schedule
put out
releases.
a release of someone arresting Tyreek Hill and then pulling it back. Like, you planned and prepped this for months. Own it. Let it ride.
They apologized.
Don't sit there and then... No, you don't need to.
Drew
It's a
Rosenhaus reached out to Adam Schefter again to let him know that the Colts had apologized.
He also said Jayden Reed wants more catches.
They issued a statement that said their
But not really.
Their schedule release, this is the Colts, I believe, right? Their schedule release violated some terms with Microsoft and also had something offensive about Tyreek Hill. We decided that wasn't a good idea.
Well,
by the way.
The Colts are going to implode. And I don't usually say this just based off of an internet video. It tells you what that organization, you got a rudderless ship there. The ship is rudderless.
That
owner, thing is going to implode.
The owner is.
And I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think they're going to bring Pat McAfee in to run their operation.
Oh, my God.
It's a prediction.
It is a prediction. I predict that today's trivia contestant.
Tony Baselli, it took over the Jags. Pat McAfee is incredibly tight with Irsay. The place needs to be reset. Pat McAfee to take over the football ops in Indy. Who says no?
Indy.
Maybe. You know they hired Jeff Saturday from ESPN, right?
They did do that. Yeah, interim
They
coach.
did. How'd that go?
Jason?
I do. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
They won a few
Not
games.
much different than what they're doing now.
Yeah, not great. All right, we need to play some trivia so someone can put themselves in position to have a chance to win a Vortex Golf rangefinder. Jesse, what's today's category? I have to step away for trivia.
Have you guys seen those cute kid videos? No, I just text our social media queen.
Dude, you asked
need
this
one of those.
Yesterday.
I know.
You literally
I love it.
asked it yesterday.
Literally. Yeah, they're awesome. Like, it is awesome.
I'm glad
content
you like
on
them.
the web.
I'm glad
you don't like them.
I do. I actually enjoy them too. I don't know why you're bringing it up for the second consecutive day.
Why I'm bringing it up? Why would the Packers social media team not do that?
That would have been a great one. Would have been great. Also, maybe something using Wicked as the theme, because that was a very popular film.
Get off your
that
Wicked
you can
horse.
that
Nobody
you can
cares
watch on Peacock
about some witches
up
from
for
Kansas. Nobody is interested in your Kansas witches, okay?
Jesse, what's today's trivia
Boy,
category?
it'd be great what if they got cats? What if they played cats? You're always trying to Broadway everything up. What can we do to broadify things?
Hakuna
That's what you want to
Matata.
do.
Would have been better than what they did.
Yeah?
Jesse?
Clear your Packers schedule is today's trivia category. Glad you asked, Jason. Clear your Packers
Real
schedule.
creative.
Questions about the Green Bay Packers schedule.
I swore NHL playoffs was Thursday.
I said it was going to be, but I forgot it was scheduled release. We'll do NHL tomorrow. Caller 18.
No,
18 for the 18-game schedule. Caller 18.
844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. There's 18 weeks. Would you stop?
17 games.
Stop talking.
No, I like this. It's fun.
Want to
I want
remind
to see
you,
Jesse get all rattled.
You need to go to the App Store and get yourself the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your at the touch of a fingertip. It's the ESPN Wisconsin app. Find it in both the Apple and Android app stores today. Trivia is next with Jesse and Tausch. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out SidingUnlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Thanks to VA, I have a place to call home with the VA Home Loan, an education with the GI Bill, the highest quality, most affordable healthcare, and the financial support I need to manage the disabilities that I have from my service. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
At Metro Ford of Madison, they sell vehicles that are built in America for America. This month, enjoy their You Pay What We Pay sale. The 2024 Ford Mach-E offers 0% APR financing for 72 months. $13.89 cost for $1,000 borrowed. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months. $16.47 per $1,000 borrowed. Bonus cash available on XLT and SXT models. All offers available to qualified credit. Browse their inventory at MetroFordOfMadison.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is our crew.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every strike, every hit.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Hear the call of every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back at the track. Get up. Get up. Get out of here. Gone.
Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
When it comes to your body, you want to trust a doctor, and you want to trust the experts. That's why the only place that you should consider going for GLP-1s and semaglutide is Carbon World Health in Madison. Because they're run by Dr. Nestor Rodriguez, they have a workout facility and trainers to help you reach your goals, and they can help with dietary suggestions. The experts for semaglutide and GLP-1s are Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wilde and Tausch back with you. In a stunning turn of events, Jason takes the trivia segment off today. Usually it's the other way around. You going to be okay covering for him here, Tausch?
What are you talking about?
Well, usually you know exactly what I'm talking about. Normally, you're the one who's
Wednesdays off. If you don't notice, Jason loves doing trivia, and I love answering and jumping in on the questions. So, come on.
Time now for Wilde and Tausch Trivia, and it's brought to you by Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
One of the things that I think has been great about Vortex Golf being our new proud partner of Wilde and Tausch Trivia with this awesome prize pack, including a rangefinder and a Vortex Golf swag bag, is it's bringing back some of our greatest trivia contestants, including Jay in Pewaukee, today's trivia contestant for Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Vortex Golf. Jay, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Are you happy or not thrilled that Jason has decided to take this segment off while you play trivia?
I'm cool with him not on.
Yeah, not bad, Jay.
You know what? I think that was the wrong question to ask. All right, Jay and Pewaukee. The trivia category today is the Green Bay Packers schedule. Tausch, you have question number 1.
Okay, Jay, who did Tausch say is going to be the toughest road game? No, I'm just kidding. This is the 33rd consecutive season that the Green Bay Packers will be featured in which primetime television slot? Is it Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, or be it in the Bears Day Night Football?
That first question started and then it canceled out. Was that the wrong question?
Well, if you answer both, Jesse might give you 2. You can answer both.
No, Jay, Tausch went off script and decided he was going to be clever and ask you something about what he said earlier in the show that has nothing to do with what the actual trivia question was. So, no.
That's fair.
Okay. So the question is, what the Packers schedule is going to have that hasn't happened in 33 years, and what are the options again?
Monday night, Sunday night, or beating the Bears night?
A.
All right, we're good.
Got it.
That was an adventure. You threw him off by starting one question and then changing it. And then I don't think he fully interpreted the question correctly, but he ended up with the right answer. That's what matters.
Jesse, it's on me. I tried to get him. I wanted to see if Jay was listening when I said that the Denver Broncos road game is going to be the game I feel worst about the opportunity for the Packers to win. That's on me. My bad.
Thank you for playing the hits. Jay and Pewaukee, question number 2. I'll take this one, Tausch. You're good. Okay. With this year's Week 1 contest against the Lions, the Packers will have opened the season 3 of the last 4 years against a divisional opponent. Which team was the only non-divisional opponent the Packers opened the season facing in that 4-year stretch? Is it the New Orleans Saints, the Philadelphia Eagles, or the Indianapolis Colts?
Saints.
Sorry, Jay, it was last year, and that's why I thought this question, I thought at first this might be too easy, but then I thought, you know what? I think a lot of people forget the Eagles game in Brazil last year was the Packers opener. It was the Philadelphia Eagles
tough
last
question.
year. Yeah, tough
Jesse,
one.
very tough question. But again, this Vortex golf package is the real deal.
Not for the
I
week.
don't mind that these questions are a little tougher. All right, Jay, last one. Let's get you a third entry here. Give you a good shot at that swag bag and that awesome rangefinder from Vortex. Which team did the Packers play in Week 18? The last time they played a regular season finale on the road. Is it the Bears, the Lions, or the Vikings?
Oh, shoot.
Tough question.
I think it was the Vikings.
You had it, Jay.
God, you had it.
You had it. It was right there.
You had it.
The Detroit Lions, in what many say...
That's like, you remember...
Yeah.
Remember those old Scantron tests back in college where, Jesse, you're probably too young.
No, I took the Scantron.
Where you fill out the little set and then you erase it and you're kind of like, I should have stuck with my first instinct, but then you ended up going over to C and it was wrong. That was, I think, you Scantron that one, Jay.
Yeah.
It was the Detroit Lions. I was there. Our tropical trip to Detroit in January of 2022 to culminate the 2021 season. And really the start of what became the up and up for the Detroit Lions was winning that football game against the Green Bay Packers. Jay only got one of our 3 questions right. That's the same as our first-time contestant Brennan did yesterday. The good news is all you need is one to have a chance at the Vortex prize pack. 2 entries of the possible 4. We will see how you fare in tomorrow's drawing. Thanks so much for playing. Thanks for tuning in as always.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Jay in Pewaukee.
Jay, I'll tell you what's nice about this. We got some cats that want this prize pack. Like you could tell Jay was frustrated with himself for only getting one. He knows. It could be that one entry. It could be that one ping pong ball. The coin toss that went from the Mavs to the Bulls and got that extra ping pong ball that ends up getting a Cooper flag. It ends up getting a Vortex rangefinder. It's those one little thing that can be the difference in that. And that, you can tell the intensity. This is the playoffs of Wilde and Tausch trivia.
It really is. It really is. A prize pack valued at triple digits, including this rangefinder from Vortex Golf. Pretty awesome. And we have a lot of strong competition in the running for it again this week here on Wilde and Tausch Trivia. So before Jason comes back next segment for Whoa Nelly, I do want to promote ourselves for a second here, Tausch, because we have something fun planned for this evening. Now, there is some potential threat of severe weather in the forecast. So this is all kind of knock on wood. We hope this is all going to come to fruition. But tonight, you and I on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, scheduled for a 6 o'clock first pitch, the Cardinals strikeout cancer high school baseball game between Sun Prairie East and Middleton. You and I are scheduled for the play-by-play call. Oh, boy. Are you
It should. Am I prepared?
Yeah, are you
yes,
prepared to call a baseball? Like, you've done Badger football, obviously.
Sure.
Like, are you ready for high school baseball with me?
Well, I don't know about with you, but I lobbied to work the Fort Myers Classic with Matt LePay down for college hoops. I think, obviously, my football knowledge base is probably low. There you go. Coors Light's flowing down there in Fort Myers. Yes, I have. I was at the Sun Prairie Middleton game on Tuesday, which was a thriller. Middleton was up 3-1. They ended up giving up 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Sun Prairie does a walk-off. You got both of the aces throwing. This is a big deal. The cancer game, it's such a cool thing that you have 2 big rivals. They're coming together. They alternate year in, year out to raise money. It's an awesome event for the community. It's a great baseball game every year, and we got both aces for both programs going tonight. It'll be a fun watch if the weather holds up.
The start time originally was set for 4:30. They pushed it back to 6 o'clock as of this morning, so 6 o'clock scheduled first pitch. You can watch that exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel tonight at 6. We're going to re-air it a couple of times on the radio in the coming weeks, so excited to bring that to you tonight. I'm excited for it. I don't know if Tausch is excited as I am, but you're into the high school baseball scene in Sun Prairie. I think you're ready.
Don't be this guy that is like, oh, you excited too? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm there. I'm going. I'm fired up. Yes.
And rumor has it Pizza Hut might make an appearance, which is always a good thing for us.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm really excited.
Whoa,
you know why? Because nobody out-pizzas the Hut.
That's right. No one out-pizzas the Hut. No one out-pizzas Jason Wilde. Well, no, Pizza Hut out-pizzas Jason Wilde. Jason's coming back for Whoa Nelly is what I'm trying to say, and that's going to happen next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car, better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton And Madison.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Get up. Get out of here. Gone.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by J&K Security Solutions and Revive Restoration.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Spring is here. Time to get growing at Felly's Flowers and Greenhouse. Felly's has everything you need to bring your garden to life, including the largest selection of locally grown annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, and custom hanging baskets. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, Felly's Greenhouse in Fitchburg has the best selection to make your garden bloom. Proudly voted Best of Madison, choose Felly's Flowers as your go-to garden destination. Visit us today and grow with Felly's.
This is our crew.
Ground ball is short. Ortiz gobbles it up. Throws to first in time. And Nick Mears pulls the magic act.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
Jesse, I want to publicly apologize to you. I feel like all week long, well, except for yesterday when we did Whoa Joshi, and you were sitting in your comfortable chair for the remainder of the show because in Madison we had obviously switched to the Brewers game. I feel like I've short shrifted Whoa Nelly.
No.
So let's rectify. Yeah, and I know that there are some people
I ain't gonna lie to you. Yesterday, we could have short shrifted the short shrift, and I think everybody would have been happy. Just being honest.
I thought Joshi did a great job with you guys stepping in yesterday.
I think we put Joshi in a tough spot, is what I think.
We put Josh in a tough spot, but Jesse, listen, man, you can't BS people. It sucked. Like, let's not BS people. Okay. I like shooting straight.
Well, hey, I know I'm not getting Wally pipped by Josh anytime soon, so that's good.
Oh, burn, Joshy.
Well, let's shoot people straight here. We don't know if this will be good or bad, but we know that it's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, potentially a lot of ground to cover in Wonelli today. So, do you want to start? Because there's two things that have been lingering for at least 24 hours that I wanted to bring up with you guys. So,
that's a great word.
One is the trip to go get ice cream that Becca and I had on Monday
I
evening.
want the ice cream.
Okay.
Anything ice cream.
The other is Up North Joe related. I know you're a big fan of Up North Joe.
Let's make sure we get to
time for both.
Yeah,
All right,
last segment could be 30 seconds if necessary.
And off it is. All right. So.
And actually, I'd also like some bubbler talk because I could use a little more bubbler in the house. So we can do all three.
Oh, I was just making a request of Tier 1 Tyler now randomly during Tyler.
I haven't heard how golf went last night for Tier 1 Tyler, so I'm guessing that means it went poorly. And that's your bubbler update. All right, so Beck and I went to go get ice cream at a unsponsored ice cream place in Sun Prairie recently.
I thought they were all sponsored on our show.
No. This one's more of a chain place.
No chains.
Not a blue roof. Different primary color roof.
Hey,
I
guys.
believe.
No chains. This is simple. That's where we're at.
Thanks for shouting no chains 4 times. We know.
Well, you kept going.
I don't remember saying any location.
I would say one of the best things. Listen, man, Sarah's great. Sarah has forced me. I used to always go path of least resistance because, let's be honest, trying to find, especially with kids, and then if you're trying to go out with couples or something else, finding a place everybody feels comfortable to eat at is a pain in the you-know-what. This rule of thumb where you're not doing if we're going out to eat, we're not doing a chain. Now, if it's me and the kids, we'll go get chains. We'll go have some of that cinnamon butter now without giving away anything. We'll have a little cinnamon butter. But if old girl's with us, there are no chains. No chains.
Except Pizza Hut.
Well, of course.
That's very different. Yeah.
Cheesy bites, 28 cheesy bites right now.
Chipotle ranch?
Those dippable ranches? Oh,
the ranch flight? Come on now.
No one out pizza.
Let me tell you something. We have, I have an idea out in front of our friends at Pizza Hut that's going to blow your mind if we execute this.
Tausch is bringing back the book club. It'll be Tausch's book club.
Jason, you will be involved with your kids. It will be retro night. We're going to be playing Galaga.
What?
We're going to be, it is. If this comes to fruition, I couldn't be more excited.
You had me at retro night. Now could we get back to the Salty Cow or wherever the heck you went for ice cream?
So Becca's favorite ice cream place is across town. It's a little bit of a drive for us, and we had done some work in the backyard, and she's like, "Yeah, I could really go for some ice cream out there." And we're like, "Okay, sure, we'll go."
Is it run by royalty? Not by a king, but maybe his wife.
There might be a monarchy involved. Yes, there might be a monarchy involved.
Okay, thank you.
So
that's her favorite ice cream?
That's not important for the sake of the story. I'm sorry I brought it up. It doesn't matter where we were going.
This might sound crazy. I have never had ice cream at that place, and I have had ice cream almost everywhere.
Obviously.
Never. That's not nice. Never have I had ice cream at the place Jesse's talking about.
Not that we're saying where it is.
They used to have the best, though, original chicken sandwich. Oh, God. That was the GOAT.
You are something else. You are such a contradiction. It's incredible.
You've had the chicken sandwich from the red-roofed ice cream place of royalty that we're not mentioning.
First off, hey, nobody is ever going to put ice cream with that chain. Ever. Ever, ever, ever.
No, yes, they do. It's all about the snowstorm that they call their primary ice cream item.
Just wait a second. Are we talking about the same monarchy?
It doesn't matter.
We're not. Clearly, you're thinking about the king, and I'm talking about a queen.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking
what are you,
of.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You're unbelievable.
I'm talking about blank Henry VIII. That's not the place you're talking about?
And we're talking about Elizabeth II.
No.
I still don't know the place you're talking about.
You worked on a dairy. Your parents owned a dairy farm.
Okay, all right.
And some might say Diane was the queen of the farm.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if this is what you had in mind, but this has been amazing.
I legit was thinking, whoever goes to that place to get ice cream? Nobody. And all of a sudden, now everybody. That was a misstep.
That's who you're thinking of. Oh.
Yes, because I like to go to places for ice cream that have burger in the title.
It's been a whopper of a segment already. All right.
Well played, sir.
That's good.
So we went to get ice cream, and we went to go through nothing I'm going to say is going to match what just happened. I should just move on to the Up North Joe portion of
No,
things.
I want to hear the story.
So
no, I do too.
Because we were working out in the yard, like, or getting dirt and moving stuff around, kind of we're feeling yucky and gross. So I changed into I had a t-shirt and shorts that didn't match. I threw some flip-flops on with socks. I looked terrible. And I'm like, all right, it doesn't matter. We're just going through the drive-thru. We're just going to go get some ice cream, come back, chill. Like, that's going to be our night. So we get over there. They're paving the entire parking lot, so you can only go in. And I said, we can't go in. I can't go in there looking like this. And now I learned a lesson. I'm never going to leave the house looking this bad because
I don't believe that.
If you run into a situation where you have to go in somewhere, like Becca was upset that we didn't get to go to her favorite ice cream place.
So you aborted the mission?
We aborted the mission, and we ended up at a different establishment, and I'm not going to make you guess what the other establishment.
You sat out in the car.
Because she wasn't going to go in by herself and get it. I didn't I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I wanted to look at the menu.
What do you mean you don't know exactly what you want? At that point, you would have eaten any ice cream she brought. And you know it.
It's not wrong.
She thought there are also like questions on you had to park like on the main road to try and go in. She thought they weren't even open because there was no one in there, but the sign was on. And she's like,
so there's no one in there. There was no one to see what a schlub you look
she
like.
She said abandon the mission, so we abandoned the mission.
Come on,
we ended
Becca.
up going through a drive-thru at another place. My question was going to be, what's the lousiest you've ever looked in public? But I don't even know if that's worth going down at this point.
I don't know. Why are you so concerned?
Just go in and get an ice cream.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing?
This is dumb.
Jason went to a VIP gala in shorts and sandals. You can't go get some ice cream with some dirt on your hands? Like, come on.
I'm not sure that's a great example, but it's a fair statement for sure. Are you concerned? I know that it's a monarchy.
I don't understand you two. I don't understand you two.
How do you
Becca
not
wants
go
ice
in?
cream. You guys drive all the way over there. Go get some ice cream.
We went and got ice cream at a different place that wasn't her favorite place.
It's not her favorite, exactly. She loves Burger King for ice cream.
Here's what I promise. Here's what I'll promise you, and it's not even a Quick Trip read day today. But that's easy. Go into Quick Trip. There's plenty of construction workers. Everybody is welcome into Quick Trip. Go in there. Get it for real. Grab yourself an ice smoothie. They got all those options. If you want, go get one of those great tubs. Ice
and
cream
4 days of
labeling.
chicken meals.
There you go. You could have got a chicken enchilada. There's all those options. And that's even better than the places you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jesse. Who are you going to run into at DQ that you are so concerned about what they're going to think of?
Blakesley would see him.
Yeah, Blakesley for sure would have been in there.
Only if there were samples.
Look at this schlub.
This, you don't get over yourself, man. No one cares that you look like a schlub. Just get your ice cream.
Get your ice cream and move on with your life, man.
Whoa, Nelly! Were you going to get a blizzard?
I didn't know you
what
guys
was going to be the
so,
mix-in?
I didn't know you guys were so, and I don't want to use the term vain, but
prim and proper.
It's not vain to say I look terrible. I'm not gonna walk in there and like put myself out there like that. Like, I think that's a normal thought.
Do you
people
honestly
have.
think? By the way, you mentioned that the place was empty because of the parking lot.
Yeah,
repaving.
Becca had concerns they were even open. I saw the open sign was on. But
so you think in the off chance you go in there, it's going to be some big fan of Wilde and Tausch, and they're going to be a YouTube dweller, and then for the next month, They're going to be telling stories. They may even snap a picture of you and say, look what a slob Jesse looked like when he went for ice cream on a random Wednesday night.
What if you run into a coworker in there? What if you run into someone? Becca's on a committee in this city. What if you run into someone from the committee? What if you run into this guy that we saw at the tailgate tour and he wants to take a picture?
He made his own shirt.
It's awesome. We never talked about this guy. I forgot his name now, but he's a great fan. He listens on the podcast all the time. And I don't think he even complains about it being out of order sometimes like some people do. I love that guy.
All right, get to Up North Joe before
I
we
ran
run
out of music because we spent too much time thinking of the place.
This was one of our best segments ever.
Whoa, Nelly! Okay, Up North Joe, yesterday you said, how's the kid and all that stuff. And I said, he texted me a little bit after trivia and said, everything's great. And I had, passive-aggressively said, we haven't been invited over yet to go see her and all that stuff. And Up North Joe said, you guys are always invited. I think...
So you just set down the phone and went right to his house?
Well, no. But... I said I was going to get after him a little bit because I heard on Unsportsmanlike the other day, if there's a standing invite, if you tell someone you're always invited, that means you're not actually invited. Like
Unsportsmanlike is right.
You can't just say, unless it's someone like a family member who just like lives 5 minutes down the road and comes over randomly, like that's a standing invite. But if it's someone like Up North Joe where he lives an hour away, we usually see him up north and not at his house. Like if you say you're always invited over, that's not a real invite. You got to have it. Come on over Saturday night. Let's do this and this, whatever. Like there's got to be actual plans for an invite.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. It has to be, yes, come over at such and such a time. Otherwise, that is the equivalent of, oh, man, I'll catch up with you later. You ain't going to catch up with them later. See you next time. That's kind of, it's
no, that's quick trip.
No, that's a good one. There's no commitment with see you next time. It's just whatever you're in here next, you're good. Like, that makes sense.
Well, so are you implying, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, are you implying that Up North Joe doesn't really want you to come see the baby and come to his East Troy, Elkhart Lake, wherever he's at, regular residence? He views you as Up North Jesse?
No, I think he wants us to come over. His intentions are good.
But
I'd like a little more ownership from him, coming up with an exact plan of, hey, let's get together on a Sunday afternoon and let's have some quick trip chicken and you guys come over and see the baby. And
would you be welcome if you came right from the yard, covered in dirt, wearing mismatched clothing and socks and sandals?
Well, yes, because the Up North crew has seen each other at our worst. Like when you're up north and you're up for 4th of July week and whatnot, you see each other at your worst. That's different than going.
So how did
downtown.
you respond? How did you respond to "you're always invited"? I would have said, okay, well, let me look at the calendar and I'll let you know a couple days that might work for us.
I said, well, I'm free this Sunday.
Good. And what did he say? Sorry, we're busy.
Maybe. I don't know. We're going to be up north Memorial Day. Why don't we just see you then?
I don't know. Yeah, you guys are on to something. Whoa,
Nelly!
That's tough. All right, that's it for Whoa, Nelly.
That was productive.
I thought it was fantastic. I really did. I don't know what our fans in the YouTube comments thought, but I thought it was great. We will wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
You Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Kamari McGee on the podium at UW-Madison's student-athlete grad ceremony. The 3-year Badger guard recollecting on his Madison memories, audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
My first year here was probably the toughest year of my life. After being known as the top player on my previous teams, it was hard adjusting to the new role that I was given. If it were not for the support from my loved ones, teammates, and coaches, I would not be in this position that I'm in today. I hope everyone leaves here proud, and last but not least, on Wisconsin.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit MapleHillGolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda Civic Sport for as low as $260 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Swing into the Bridges for the Ryder Cup Scramble. On Sunday, June 1st, play a 2- or 4-person scramble for $120 per person. Includes 18 holes of golf with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The Subway Series returns. Juan Soto makes his return to the Bronx when the Mets face Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees. Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Give him hell, turn your heads, gonna live life till we're dead. Give me scars, give me pain.
Almost out of time here on Wilde and Tausch. I got to get to Lambeau for the assistant coaches on the defensive side of the ball. We talked to Jeff Halfley earlier in the week. DeMarcus Covington, the new defensive line coach, is my intended target today. Tausch, we have said, and we don't want to send any shade toward Jason Rebrovich, but they added 2 edge rushers in the 4th and 5th round. Goody was saying all offseason, we've got the guys we need. How much pressure does that put on DeMarcus Covington to be the guy who brings out what Jason Rebrovich wasn't able to in the first year of the system with all these high-priced first-round pick guys that were not generating a pass rush?
I would think from an assistant coach standpoint, he is probably going to be highlighted more than any other new assistant we've seen here in Green Bay in a while. Because that group in the eyes of a lot of people, and I think most folks, they have not reached their potential. You spend all this capital on guys, first-round picks, Wyatt, Van Ness, Rashawn Gary. You got to see more than what you're getting. And I guess the question is, A, where do you see Lucas Van Ness settling in is a question I'd love for you to kind of get. What are you seeing from him? What's your vision? How are you going to make him a better player? And I'd love to hear the answers on that. And then I'd love just an overall evaluation of what he's seen Rashawn Gary on film. Because I would bet he's going to, and again, coaches will use coach speak. I'm guessing he's going to say it's better than what we as fans see and view how Rashawn played. So he's going to be in positive mode because it's his first time and all this other stuff. But make no mistake about it, I think there was a very surgical maneuver by Matt LaFleur to say, we're not getting enough development out of this group. We need to make a big, bold change, and we're putting it on this young man to do it.
Well, he does have a varied experience level. He obviously worked for Bill Belichick, who, again, will not be taking any questions about his relationship with his girlfriend. But maybe he could tell us about DeMarcus Covington if I reach out to him at UNC. All right, that's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode?